Welcome back everyone to another video. Before we get into our Kenshi video today, I just wanted to apologize for not posting for the past 2 days. Me and my family, we went out to a trail and we did a little bit of hiking, so I wasn't able to post. However, with all that said, let's jump straight into today's video. Welcome everyone back to Kenshi. So at the end of last episode, I was saying that I would go on a research run around the cities around this general area that were selling research books, and I will, but it occurred to me that, 17,000 cats, that's a decent amount of money, but if we need to buy ancient research books, it's definitely not enough. So before we do anything, I think I'm going to sell off the oil and the petroleum that we have built up, and I think we're going to see just how profitable our oil sales can be. Alright, let's sell off our first load of petroleum, and right now we're at around 17,000 cats, and now we are at 21,600 cats. So around 3,500-ish cats in profit for pretty much free, which is the best kind of profit. Free profit is the best profit. Also, on our way back to our outpost, just right outside, there was this dead bull, and I think another bull got this high paladin, but the high paladin had this cross polearm, which is a Model 01 ornate relic worth 2,300 cats, so we're going to sell that in our next oil run. So while we were setting up for our next trip to the oil, to sell our oil, I've actually already sent the domesticated bull with all that stuff over. These Black Ninja Genjin decided to attack us with our new defenses, and they came with some pretty good weapons. Like this guy right here has superior remnant swords worth 814 cats each. So I'm going to have Chuck loot up all these guys, and then he's going to head over to Stack and sell all of our oil and newly legitimately acquired weapons to the merchants. Alright, before selling we are at 22,000 cats, and after selling we're at 40,000 cats. So overall I would say that our oil prospects are definitely very profitable. We started today with 17,000 cats, and just in the first few minutes of this episode we are up to 40,000 cats. So I think that now is a pretty good time to go on a research book run. So our research run is about coming to an end. We weren't able to get many books. I ran from Mongrel down to the High Village, to Squin, to the Hub, to Stack. Then I hooked up to Blister Hill, eventually coming to Mongrel. I think we're also going to explore this ruined Holy Outpost later because we discovered it while I was crossing through like that. However, we have a cannibal raid on the way to our outpost, as well as something a little bit interesting. Because if you've played base game Kenshi, you'll know that the Hive Princes, they have this item called the Hive Prince Head, a Fog Prince Head, worth 4,000 cats. They have a fog, someone added a Fog Heavy Head. It has the same description as a Fog Prince, but it's worth about a tenth of the value. So that's a little bit interesting because if you know, Fog Heavies are the guards of the Fog Princes, so I think that's a pretty cool mechanic how they added more of a bounty system to the Fogmen instead of you just kind of getting their crappy gear. I also just got another notification that apparently a cannibal raid and a triangle assault are moving towards our outposts. Okay. And I've been testing out our defenses. If we go back over here. These were all the people who decided it's mainly starving bandits and triangle bandits. The triangle bandits are actually fairly tough. But these crossbows are really, really powerful. They usually do around 100 to 150 damage to each one of these people. Unfortunately, these guys have pretty crappy loot. Like, the best loot we got out of that was a superior remnant and precious artifact triangle horn worth 1,800 and 2,000 cats respectively, as well as a hardened triangle beak for 400 cats. So the cannibal raid is getting close. I've sent everyone to their posts. Except for Crumble John, he just decided to leave for some reason. But something I wanted to mention was that during my research run, this person randomly came up to our gate, said a few words, and then joined. Out of nowhere. And if we look at her stats, they're actually really, really good. She has 37 in turrets and precision shooting. She has 40 in almost every weapon skill, as well as almost 40 in her combat skills. She has 42 toughness, 41 dexterity, 34 strength, as well as 3 perception, pretty high field medic, decent athletics, and decent swimming. It's pretty crazy because this character would probably be usually worth around 10 to 15,000 cats if we wanted to recruit them. So I honestly have no idea why they just decided to randomly join us. And I also just got a notification that a beast trader is heading toward our outpost as well. Is this the cannibal raid? I mean, they're all worth quite a bit. I mean, like, this guy's worth 2,500. Alright, you know what? This looks a lot worse. This triangle bandit raid. So I think I'll open up the doors for the triangle bandit, or the cannibals, because they don't seem very tough. Usually they have much larger numbers. Okay. But it doesn't seem like they have the... Oh, okay. Come on, defenses. Don't disappoint. They're disappointing me. Okay. There we go. As you can see, we're kind of winning. Are they... What are they... What? Okay. So it looks like the triangle bandits charged in. We took out, I'd say around half of them. Look at all these bodies. Some of them actually have some decent weapons too that we can buy, that we can take and sell. But then these wild mules just decided to come in and just annihilate these guys. You know what? That's just pure Kenshi for you. Unfortunately, the game... You know, this is what I really hate about Kenshi. The physics engine is moderately unstable at best. Like, this guy just clipped up onto our wall. You know the wall with a bunch of turrets on it? Yeah, that wall. And Beep is now having to hand fight them. Again, this is why sometimes I wish the physics engine would be a bit better. Thankfully, we should be able to pretty easily deal with this, as we have a few rangers just sitting around. Yeah, Mitchell and Kathy should be able to deal with this if we just pull them over here. We also have Enriqueta here, so we should be able to deal with this very fair intrusion into our base. Alright, so the triangle raid has just ended with our friends, the mules, and these bounty outlaws that came by. They just kind of destroyed these guys. We took a few injuries, you know, the guy clipping up and hitting Beep. And I think we friendly fired Giovanni. His leg is pretty hurt. But I've sent someone over to go up and heal him. Mitchell's on him right now. However, I just wanted to point this out. This guy is worth almost 10,000 cats. So it's definitely worth hunting these bounty outlaws if you have some pretty good stats, because this guy is around 60-ish stats. So if you can take him out, then he's definitely worth quite a bit of money. And apparently starving bandits are now hostile to us. Unfortunately, the loot from those triangle bandits was actually pretty crappy. The best loot that we got was this forgotten heirloom triangle beak and this triangle horn, worth around 1,300 each. To be honest, they're okay weapons, but not the most high priced. And I also just picked up this hardened one because it's worth something. You know, 400 cats for a small slot. And something else that I need to mention is that I've created an extra set of manual oil pumps and petroleum distilleries, just so that we can get petroleum out that much faster. So we have 23 in here, and then we have another 12 in here. So eventually, this will just keep stacking up. They'll keep distilling petroleum, and we'll just be making and raking in all of the cash. Right, after organizing all of our research books, we have 26 research books to work with, which is actually, quite a bit. And what do we want to do with all of that? First off, sleeping bags would be pretty helpful. Medicine would be helpful too. I think we'll go for that stuff. Defense, what can we do here? I mean, other than, not much here actually. Electrics. We could go for light wind generator theory. That would definitely be better. Sure. Farming, we're fine for now. Fishing industry. What's an industry? Sure, let's do some salt production. Why not? Ooh, what is this? Book of customization. Interesting. This is all from the Gen mod, which I've actually never seen before. So that'll be kind of interesting to get into. Smithing. I want to see if we get crossbow crafting. Crossbow bolts, okay. I'm mainly looking for stuff that... Ooh, dread gear. Assassin stuff. Plate armor crafting and leather armor crafting. I guess we can do leather armor crafting for now. Basic belts would be helpful too, because that gives stuff that can protect from dust storms and such. Well, weapon melting, not right now. Trades goods, we could do bronze smithing. Some training wouldn't go amiss. Wow. Basic training is 8 books. It's pretty expensive. I think we'll also go for bronze smithing then. And we don't need indoor wells. Anything else in here? Clothing manufacture will allow us to create some of the better. It'll just kind of be a starting point. So we can do that. And weapon melting. This seems like a pretty good stack up of research. Sleeping bags and medicine will allow us to recover faster. Light wind generator will give us some power. General salt production, leather armor, basic belts, all kind of trade goods in a sense. However, leather armor and basic belts can also be used as equipment for our people. Bronze smithing is also a trade good. Clothing fits in with the apparel. And weapon melting is just to get something out of all the weapons that we collect from the downed bandits that we will eventually have dead at our door. So, it turns out that wild mules and horses are actually cannibals in Kenshi. Yeah. Think about that one for a second. In addition to all the research things that we've queued up earlier, we're also going to queue up hemp farming, and hopefully, because we're in a arid environment, it's at a 10% growth rate for cotton. Hopefully hemp is a bit better. So I've discovered something about this whole oil thing. If we look at the petroleum distillery, I'm going to be honest. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Sure, this is a little bit smaller and can be used for stuff, but these guys are the same skill level. And look how fast Giovanni is just pumping out oil. He does usually, I think it's like almost 3 oil to every one of these petroleum. So I don't think it's even worth building any more petroleum. We'll just leave the stockpile that's in there for now, and instead just put everyone on oil duty, because we like money. So we've finished the light wind generator theory, so now we can build light wind generators and electric. Electric. Sorry, I meant power, not electric. That's the research tab. So now we can build the small wind generator, which only adds 25. Actually, ooh, that might even not be. I don't think that's worth getting. I mean, it's smaller and it always provides 25 power. However, it also requires electrical components, which I guess we could produce. I think for now, because we're starting to get a little bit low on power at times, we're just going to go straight for another one of these 4-blade, another one of these 4-blade wind generators. Also, looking at our oil reserves, these guys have been running for maybe 2 minutes now. 2 minutes. This one was already being produced, so it's not a surprise that it's at pretty high levels. However, the rest of these are at like generally, 15 oil. And this storage tank can only hold 100. We can almost already fill that. So it's definitely worth switching to only regular oil pumps instead of just going for that petroleum. The raw oil money is worth more than the petroleum money. And something that I never noticed from normal Kenshi is that in this grain silo, if you have someone working there, as you can see, it gives them farming skill. I never knew that. So this is actually a pretty good way to train up your farmers. I mean, Beep is our main farmer right now. Let's see. Yeah, he has a farming level of 50, almost 58. So he's definitely our main farmer. And eventually, I mean, soon after Mitchell finishes that research, that doesn't seem right. After Mitchell finishes the hemp farming research, we will be able to make our own bandages, start making some of the crossbow stat boosting clothes, as well as, beds to recover faster, all kinds of good stuff. Also, our oil storage is already full. Yeah. Our oil storage is already full, and we have 50 oil here, 14, nothing in there, and 10 in here. So, I guess we're going on another oil run. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm pretty glad we got this, pack bull, because it can carry, well, that's 60, so this is 120, about 200, not 200, around 180 oil, each one weighing 1 kilogram, so he's carrying an insane amount of weight right now, and each one of these is worth 210 cats, so feel free to do the math, but my math says that each one of these stacks of oil is worth around 3,000 cats. So if you want to count that up, this is like 30,000 cats right here. An insane amount of money. In addition to all of the oil that we're going to sell, I'm also going to sell off all the melee weapons that we've been kind of stacking up. Ornate relics. This model MK1 katana came from, what's her name? NGA, who had, it's worth 3,000 cats, which is the most valuable weapon in this group. I'm going to be honest, I had no idea where she got this. It says they're manufactured by skeleton smiths, but still, it's pretty crazy how you just had that on you. With all that said, our money makers are off on their way to stack. Alright, so starting off, our friend the merchant has, our friend the merchant has 26,000. We have 33,500 cats, and after only selling a few of our, and after pretty much only selling, 3/4 of the oil, we're at 60,000 cats now, and the bank, the banker here, Mr. Tavern Keeper, is also now bankrupt. And after having almost bankrupted every single bar in stack, we are now up to 85,000 cats. Now, I would like to remind you guys that at the start of this episode, we started off with a measly 17,000 cats. After that, we built our way up to around 30,000 cats, a respectable amount, and then we sold off a little bit more to get to 40,000. We then spent a little to get some research books and such, and then we just decided to go full in oil money, sell it all off, and now we have arrived at 85,000 cats. So my first plan with our newfound wealth is to recruit someone new because, while NGA, she joined us of her own volition, I don't feel like that's kind of fair because I didn't even get to name her, which is weird. So I'm going to recruit someone. I think we're going to recruit Micah here. He says he wants 6,000 cats. You know, with our newfound wealth of 85,000 cats, why not? And out of special requests, down in the comments, someone decided to request a name, so I will oblige them. They requested the name Gunner. So if you guys want to get your name like this person did, feel free to leave it down in the comments down below. I will, as you can see, almost definitely add you. So looking at Gunner's stats, he's got 10 strength, which is, okay. He's got 50 in engineering, which is pretty good, and 30 laboring, which is pretty okay. Most of our people, like if we look at Mitchell, 76. A lot of them are in the 60s. Kathy is at 85. Who was high? Who was the highest? 81. Beep is at 81. So it looks like Kathy is the highest laboring skill right now at 85. So he's on our lower scale. So Gunner here is definitely going to be part of our Ranger squad. Whenever we truly want to go out and fight. Remember, our end goal for this series is probably going to be to take over an entire city with nothing but crossbows, guns, and ranged weapons. But for now, Mr. Gunner will probably be relegated to working the hemp farms. Yeah, not a very glamorous job once we finish the research, because we're going to need quite a bit of hemp to do most of the stuff that we want. I'm pretty sure we might even need hemp for some of the various crossbow bolts. So his job will be important, but not very glamorous, I guess. I would also like to mention that our oil storage just... Oh, there's actually people trying to ransack us. Excuse me. Why are you attacking us? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Our oil storage is almost completely full again. And that was just from legitimately just the trip that we took to Stack to sell off all our goods. And since these holy sentinels and stuff just decided to bash my door down, I'm just gonna shoot them to death. You know, any normal person would do that, right? So, just shoot at him. We should easily win this battle, mainly because we have crossbows and they have swords. You know, generally ranged wins out. And then I guess we can kill their pack bulls too. I mean, there's no point in not doing it. At the end of the day, it's probably just free loot. So we've taken out all of their people who just decided to attack us. Again, I have no idea why they decided to do that. It's not like the AI to usually do that. So I'm going to loot up these guys real quick and see what our gains are. I figured that I would take this time just to show how lethal our crossbows are. If we just click on these guys, dying, bleeding out, dying, dead, dead, dead. Yeah, our crossbows are insanely lethal. And, I guess they were a trading caravan that decided to attack our city. Anyway, they have these bull bags, which if you guys don't remember from a few episodes ago, there was that massive, even 2 research books. How nice of them. If you guys don't remember that heist that we pulled off at that farm, these guys have some very similar loot to those guys, so we just probably gained a few more weeks of food. Alright, so I've sorted all the loot, and if we look at the domesticated bull, he's got the 2 extra bags on him. Apparently they're all stolen. Anyway, I had to create a new barrel just to store all the stolen food we have. So, an incredible amount of food. There's almost no reason to even have beef farming other than to level his skills up. If we look in here, this is the trade goods / sellables stuff. Quite a bit of various, I guess you could say, spices. Also some vinegars and oils and some desert cinnamon. And then here's the stuff that we can kind of keep, as well as 2 more research books and 3 farmer's notebooks and a bunch of standard first aid kits and some electrical components. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. We've done quite a bit of stuff. First off, we've gained 2 new workers. Pretty good. We've gained not even counting our latest bounty from those, I guess, traders who decided to attack. Around 80,000 cats. We've actually at 85,000. So very productive. We've done quite a bit new research, and overall we did quite a bit in this episode, as well as, upgrading our oil production, which, by the way, the storage is now full again. So my plans for next episode are gonna be to do some exploring. So while we were heading over to Mongrel, I said that I discovered this ruined holy outpost. I think that'll be kind of cool to check out, and we can also bring out our actual, I guess you could say, army. And then I think we might even head up into the Floodlands to see if there's any like old ruins or anything to explore. Overall, next episode is going to be a lot more exploratory because we've spent quite a few episodes, I feel, in our base and doing some base building, which is important, but I think you're all here to see some more fighting and exploring. But with all that said, if you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends. Any comments that are left down below, I usually reply to. And it's the best way to leave input on the series. And again, if you want your name in this series, like Mr. Gunner has been implemented, leave it in a comment down below. I will almost certainly respond to it and put you into the series. But with all that said, I hope you guys have a great day, and goodbye.